Hey everyone, so today we're going to set up the GEOBIN composter. Now I'm really excited for this because I have other compost systems right now, like my worm bin and the tumbler, but they tend to handle smaller things like kitchen scraps. And I run into scenarios where I would love to compost my garden waste. So lawn clippings is an example, um, leaves from some trees that might be in my small garden, or maybe even when I'm kind of trimming down some of my plants. I want to compost that as well. And the other two systems just don't handle it very well to have that much bulk. So I'm hoping that the GeoBin is going to be helping me out with that. So this is the box that it comes in. You're gonna see this Ziploc with, in this case, there are 5 keys that I will be showing you in a little bit. This Ziploc literally did come out of the box, so this is not something that I added afterwards. Oh my goodness, I can't seem to open a Ziploc bag. What's going on here? I will show you the instructions in a second. There we go. So this is what one key looks like. This will lock in the GeoBin into place, and piece of paper with the instructions. Now, inside the box, you will find a tube of this liner, I guess you can even recall it, that we will be using to roll up, and then we can put our compost on the inside. Now, since it's been in this state for a while, my first suggestion would be to unravel it and maybe put it out somewhere where you can have it flattened out so that it will help you, because otherwise right now it is going to be very difficult, there you go, to use. As you can see, this thing is really hard to unravel. It's really trying to maintain the shape. So what we want to do is first unravel it on some flat ground. All right, I just unrolled it. I did find that it mostly stays flat. I did try and put a brick on this side, but I found that it actually didn't even need it. This is the outer, or the outside of the roll. I do recommend some type of weight, so that's why I put the shovel on the end that was on the inside of the roll, because it was wound up a bit more. But just finished unrolling. I'll probably wait, I don't know, since it was so easy to, or since it's staying put, I might wait like 10 minutes just to kind of give it a chance to make it a little bit easier to handle. All right, so we're back now. Full disclosure, we did take a little bit longer, lost track of time, so closer to 30 minutes. But as you can see, the side that was on the inner part of the roll is still coiled up a bit, but this is manageable. We can definitely work with this. And this is, of course, on the outside of the roll. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention a few things. So one, as you can see, there are lots of holes. This is on purpose for aeration. There are then these notches, and these notches are where these keys will go into. So we'll align up both sides to the notches and then put our key in and then rotate 90 degrees to lock it in place. So hopefully that shows up and makes sense there. The other thing that I will mention is that each one of these sections, I'm going to call it a panel. This will make sense later as we kind of align things, as I can kind of show you how many panels I kind of overlap. Lastly, they do recommend, and this makes sense, to have it over well-draining soil or dirt, in my case. This is so that you don't have your compost pile retaining too much moisture. If you are on something like, I don't know, concrete, you might want to consider elevating it, maybe with like a pallet or something, so that it has a way to drain a little bit easier and not retain moisture. I know there's a lot of holes, but there is technically a layer underneath, and it does make it easier considering there's going to be so much mass in here to drain out that moisture. All right, so let's start setting this up. Another thing to note is, as you can see here, we do have those notches on the edge of each side. You do not want to link the edges edge to edge. So you do need to at least make sure that you are covering at least one panel. That does create the maximum width. It does say 4 feet, but I am not seeing the same thing, so I don't know if I'm measuring something here. I'll show you in a second. All right, so I'm going to have this overlap by 5 panels. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to set the edge to that. Now, one thing to note is you do want the extra material to be on as much on the outside as possible. That way, it kind of doesn't conflict in a way or get in the way there. So I'm going to set the edge on the outside there with 2 of these keys, 1 on the top and 1 on the bottom, because we have 5 in total only. Then I'm going to link up the other side that we have here. Match the notches, and then now we're going to do 3, and the 3 are going to be top, middle, and bottom. I'll try and do top and bottom first. And 1 in the middle here. And there you go. That's pretty much how we set it up. Now I'm going to put mine into place. It is a little bit floppy in the beginning. I wouldn't worry about it. As you kind of fill it up, it'll kind of maintain and push all the walls out, so it'll maintain a better circle. But that's where it'll end up. All right, so this is the finished design. For me, it's about 2 feet on the short side, but let's see, a little over 3 feet on the longer side. I think this is plenty for me though in my smaller garden, but will be perfect for the garden waste. Again, I couldn't figure out how to get to the 4 feet max. I don't know if I did something wrong, but yeah, if I elongated, but that didn't feel right. Now, moving on to getting the rest of this set up. At this point, the GeoBin is set up. What you want to do is add in your greens and your browns. So that could be your lawn clippings or kitchen scraps as your greens, and then browns could be things like cardboard or dried leaves as an example. You want to mix that in a roughly 50-50 ratio. If you're just getting started, maybe you can add some soil to kind of get that bacteria in there to get it started, and then that kind of helps jumpstart in the beginning. So I don't have enough waste to fill this up yet, but I'll start by putting some stuff in. The other thing that I have seen people do, I will not be doing this today though, but in case you want to, in a way, enhance or modify it a little bit, if you have a rodent or a mole issue, I've seen people put chicken wire on the bottom, so that prevents any rodents or critters from digging underneath and getting in to eat the kitchen scraps. If you need support, I have heard of poles going in to help kind of maintain its shape. Again, I don't think this will be needed. I don't plan on doing it. If I do run into any issues, I'll definitely create an update for that. And then lastly, I do plan on trying this in the future, but I've seen a large PVC pipe in the middle drilled with holes, and that kind of helps with aeration, helping from the, in the center core to help with that, adding more air into the mixture. All right, so I did have some leaves fall off the tree recently, and so I did move them over to the GeoBin, which is exactly what I was wanting to use this for. Normally this would have just gone to our green bin and the trash company would just pull it away. But as you can see, now that it's all filled in, it's mostly a circle, and it kind of helps push those walls away, and just kind of want to let you visualize and see what it kind of looks like when it's mostly a circle and halfway filled in so far. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.